Well, we're certainly not showing we're the best manager in the world in our first season, but a journeyman is a slow burn. Currently, we are running around the relegation spots, but we are just one win away from making sure that we don't get relegated this season. And to be honest, I will take that. So let's find out what tactics I've used and how we've managed to potentially scrape by in this division. We're in 20th place, and as I said before, one more win gets us secured as safe in this division. And it has been a very up and down season. Not a whole lot of great, morale, form, football in general being played, to be honest. But it's our first year, and we will take keeping our job. For now, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are enjoying the series so far, make sure that you do smash the like button on today's video, as well as subscribing to the Rex FM YouTube channel so you don't miss more of this save coming hopefully every single week. If you are enjoying it too, can we please smash 20 likes on episode number 2 as we wrap up this season and see how we do. Obviously, it looks like we're going to be safe, but you never know at this point in time. In terms of updates, we have plenty to talk about, starting with us. We are on a National C studying license, so we're going to be there in like 3 months' time. But arguably bigger news, St Albans, they've signed me on for another year, mate. Oh, it is looking good for us. I mean, it's not that insane, but we haven't even secured safety, and they're still like, we're back here. So that shows a serious level of backing from the board. But it has been a struggle since last time we saw each other. But at the same time, there's been high moments, but just a whole lot of lows. So we did go on a bit of a losing streak after this game against Hempstead. And, there's some dodgy tactics being used from time to time. Yes, we went to a 4-3-3 at one point. It wasn't a gegenpress. I believe it was a vertical tiki-taka, which in hindsight was absolutely mental to go with. But we did end up finding our feet once again by going to a diamond. And to be honest with you, I couldn't see the diamond working, considering the fact that we were playing a wing play position, the tactic, sorry. But it seems to have done the job. It's not pretty, it's not beautiful, it's definitely not original wing play, but it's working for us. And since we made that switch, the form has massively improved. It's still not, of course, promotion-worthy form, but it is okay form, and we will take it at this point in the season as we get to the business end. We're doing okay, and that's what we need. We just need okay to get us across the line. And now in today's episode, we're going versus Concord, who are 24th, bottom of the table, to hopefully secure safety. And we have 3 games to win 1 game, and I'm pretty certain my maths is correct in that. 3 points to us gives us 48. That's 7 points above them. Yes, I'm correct. I just needed to double check that. But we've done it with a real mix of players. And as you might have seen, there's some new faces in there. So let's quickly go over the transfers that we've made since last time we saw each other. Starting with the players that we got rid of. I don't think I commented on it. If I did, I'm sorry. But Wiltshire did leave the club. We didn't need him anymore. This did happen just before the end of last episode. So I might have mentioned it. Our centre-back that we brought in, the old 34-year-old, is a good rotation option on the free wages, is actually on seriously decent wages now. And I'm not surprised that he got snapped up. He's not bad and he wasn't playing for us. Sol, who I do feel really bad about selling because he's playing incredibly well at this new team and played quite well for us before I came, was just not good enough in my eyes. So we sold him and, got his wages off the bill. And the man that we thought was going to be a cult hero he's not going to be a cult hero. I'll tell you what happened, in fact. I'll see if I can find it. So during that terrible run, or maybe even a bit later, actually, Junior Brown, yep, there it is. Junior Brown got a red card, and he never made an appearance for the team again. So he got suspended for a couple of weeks. It annoyed me. We were playing well against the top side, I thought, bugger it, let's get rid of him. He annoyed me enough for me to literally sell him in the coming days and immediately sign a new left back. So Junior Brown, cult hero, probably not, but we do have a new left back who I actually wished we signed in the first place. But first of all, we signed Archie Thomas, who's a great player for a free, no paying contract at this current moment in time. Only played 1 game off the bench, but could get better, so I quite like what he brings to the table. The next player we brought in was Korf, who's a young player who looks like he could turn into something decent. So hopefully he does do exactly that. We also brought in Ryan McLean, who I thought was going to be a better left back. And, £85 per week, I probably should have realised he wasn't going to be a world beater. But then we brought in our real left back on a free transfer. And he came in for just £375 per week, which is the exact same we were paying Brown, and he is a whole lot better than Brown. It is Lewis Kinsella, and he has played quite well since joining the club. I mean, 6.7 is decent for us. Don't try and diminish that. He's a good player, and he's been starting every game since he joined the club. And the form, as you can see, has been pretty decent since he's joined. So I'm not complaining. This wing play tactic is interesting. I don't think it's wing play at all. I don't know why I'm calling it wing play when the only thing we do is overlap and, look for the fullback. That's the only wing we do, really. It's just kind of a formation, a tactic that I've customised for myself. Seems to work for this team. I think we'll probably continue with it next season, but of course improving the players in the position. But you guys want to see football. I know that this save is all about, getting through it quickly, talking about what has happened, and I have been quite addicted to it, so I have been getting through it quite quickly. We obviously want to secure that stability is survival in the league, so let's see if we can do it on camera in this game right here, right now. A win will be just enough. A draw will not. So this is the team that we're going with for it. Neil at striker. So I'm going to go through them quickly so you don't have to listen to it. You can skip forward and literally just watch the game. But I'm telling you about these players because you don't get to see everything. He's not the best striker, but I think he's the best striker. Now, I know that sounds mental. And by the way, actually, none of our players want to re-sign contracts. Just while it's on my mind, no one wants to re-sign a contract with us because they're all like, oh, we'll wait until, we secure safety. Everyone says it. So, it's going to be an interesting next season. But anyway, what I was talking about, Neil, I think he's better than Jeffers. I really do. Like, he's scored 13, assisted 5 in 23 games. Jeffers has scored 19, assisted 9 in 43. And his stats are just better in some areas. I really like him. I really do like him. I don't think the star rating's a fair reflection at all. Look, his stats in the areas that we need are pretty decent. I like him. Jeffers, although I am saying is worse, just is quite good too. So I'd love to keep the both of them up top. I mean, if a better striker comes along, I'm not going to complain. But, either way, there'll be great rotation options at the very least. 19 goals, 9 assists, puts him in the race for the Golden Boot. Since last time we saw each other as well, Bansal McNulty has turned into an absolutely brilliant player. 11 goals, 1 assist. He's a decent cam and certainly going to stick around next season. Noble, the 41-year-old, is just still doing bits in midfield. Keeps knocking out Duncan and Clark, who I thought were incredible signings, but just have not been able to stamp their place on the first team with very irregular form. When Noble plays, we seem to win. And same with Akinola. I just don't know what this man has about him. But he scores goals, he does the job, and the box-to-box midfielder role works for him. Paul at CDM does the job as well, hoping to keep him on next season. Nothing too special, but seems to help us win when he's on the pitch. Moore is almost definitely leaving, as Notts County, a team in the National League, want him. And he's, expiring his contract at the end of the year, and he's opted out of, his contract. So he's definitely going. I'm not going to complain too much. £1,100 per week. I'll put that in the bank account. Thank you. This man at centre back, Manny, looks really good as well. He's been playing quite well for us, so I'm not complaining about his performance. 2 goals, 2 assists, and a 7.01 as our highest average rating. Murphy, I'm hoping to sign on a proper contract as well because he's got great potential and been playing pretty decent this year. 6.59 we're not going to talk about. Kinsella at left back, of course, playing quite well as well. And French, he's nowhere near as good as the other goalkeeper, but we own him. So I'm giving him the match experience and hoping that he becomes a really good goalkeeper for us. And then our subs are doing the job too, here and there. Decent team. Let's jump into the game. Gosh, that was a lot of talking. If you guys could actually give me feedback in the comment section below. I'm being dead serious. I know I'm also trying to bait you to get the algorithm thinking that people like the video more because you've commented. But please tell me, is that 9 minutes of rambling too much? Am I talking for too long? Do you not care about all those details? Or do you want me to go through the squad? Do you want me to talk about the games? Or do you just want me to say, we're in 20th place, this is the game to keep us from being relegated. Let's play it. Like, give me feedback, please. And smash the like button and subscribe when you're down there. I mean, 20 likes is the goal. And I'm hoping we do smash it. I'm hoping you're enjoying the series. Because, mate, I'm loving this Journeyman. I'm just finding it difficult. And I think that's why I've been missing for quite some time in Footy Manager. Because I just do safe saves. You know, like saves that haven't been too difficult. Oh, no, that's us. We've scored. Oh, okay, that's brilliant. No, that's very good. Normally, we play in yellow and blue. So I thought that we had just conceded. But no, Noble has put a great ball over the top, and that's why I say that Neil is better. He just has it in his locker. He chips it over the goalkeeper. 1-0. I'm gobsmacked. I thought we were on the back foot there. Well, I will take it. I mean, they do almost score immediately afterwards. But back to what I was saying before. I know how to play this game. I know that if I put the gegenpress in, I can make good signings, players with potential. I know how to sign players and then sell them for a profit. I'm really good at that. And now that I've just got a whole different scheme, so much less experience in terms of my manager rating. I don't know if that does anything, but it feels like it's making me worse. And just having to not use the gegenpress, think about different things, use different tactics. I'm just loving it. I'm honestly really enjoying it. I hope it comes through in the video. I know in the last video I was probably rambling a wee bit much because I was quite, I'm always slightly stressed in a first episode because I want to make it good and I want to be funny and I want you to subscribe. But honestly, this has been so much fun and I really am enjoying trying something new because you got to switch it up in Footy Manager and it's a beautiful game. We all love it. So that's non-league for you. That is non-league for you. That's Jeffers and Neil showing their quality right there, right now. Akinola, again, he's just got no right to get an assist there, but he just does. He's a bit of an anomaly. I don't want him starting next year. I know that sounds mean, but I don't want him starting next year. I want him on the bench as that impact sub because he just has that in him. As a box-to-box, as a Mazzala, as a Cam, he just pops up at random times, does magic things, and right here, right now, it could end up leading to us winning, keeping us in the league. It's not winning, winning the game. So yes, winning. That's where I was going. That's what I meant to say when I started the winning. And in fact, we could go above the team below us to make it look like we weren't actually in that much of a relegation battle to begin with, which is even more lovely. When you look at the relegation battle, you look at the three teams that went down, and then you look at the team above them, and you really judge that team above them. You think, you could have gone, you played terrible. You could have gone down. We could even move above a couple more teams. Have people be like, it was a bit of a lackluster season for St Albans, but, they weren't anywhere near the relegation. That's what we want. That's actually the goal for the end of the season. Obviously, I'm going to play the rest of the games if we manage to secure safety in this game off camera because it's just boring to see games that literally mean nothing. But season review and awards, of course, are coming your way. But I love this. I'm absolutely adoring this. It must be something to do with the fact that the team that we're versing are literally relegated and probably could not care less about playing for this team anymore. But this is some great football. Look at that. They've tramped it in Football Manager. Now that's just a sight to behold, isn't it? Neil with his second, Jeffers with an assist. I love it. I absolutely love it. It makes me feel good about next season. We do have a 41-year-old in central midfield, though, so, maybe switches will be made next year. But we're safe. We're safe. And Akinola, he can hear me going, Raxo, mate, I'm starting next year. And you know what? I'm thinking to myself, maybe you are. Because, you're playing well, you're putting the balls through, and Banzel McNulty is banging it into the back of the net to get his 12th of the season. That man has certainly risen in terms of form. I think when I recorded that last episode, he played about 10 games, done nothing. Absolutely nothing. And now he just seems to be popping up in the right area, left, right and centre, scoring goals, doing bits and pieces, and it's another example of it there. And it's them on the attack now, but I'm not even worried. I'd like to keep a clean sheet. I haven't kept a clean sheet. That is unfortunate timing. But it's still a win. It's 100% a win. And we're 4-1 up, and this team have nothing to play for. They're rock bottom of the table. We're going to be safe. Absolutely. Kinsella on the ball. Look at that pass. Look at that vision from that man. So much better than Junior Brown. Absolutely. Banzel McNulty playing it back into Manny at centre back. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm sticking with Manny, unfortunately. He's saved a goal. He saved Manny, beautiful man. Moore is going to be making way for Stanley, who I'm hoping to re-sign for next season because he is definitely a good right back. So wanting to keep him now that Moore is absolutely leaving. A couple of tired defenders as well. So maybe let's get Duncan on, pull down there, and get Noble into the CDM role because he's the only one that can actually play it, apparently, even though I completely look at the rest of the players' stats and think, you're about as suited as him at CDM, but that's not how it works in Football Manager. Here's Basil McNulty. I do quite like saying that name, I have to be honest, but it's a terrible shot from him, absolutely horrific. There's still 20 minutes of football left to play. I've just looked at the XG, actually. That's why I've sort of had a moment of a breath. And I've realised we've not dominated this game at all. This isn't really fluid, beautiful football, but it's going our way, and that's the important thing. Last substitute's going to be... I'm not going to bring the strikers. Oh, no, I am. Jeffers is tired, so immediately changing my mind there. Shipley can come on for the last couple of minutes. To remind you, he's one of our younger wing striker players. He comes on every now and then, does a job, and I'm pretty happy with him as a signing as well. I think he might be very low wage. I don't think he's on the free contract and gets paid per appearance. Everyone gets paid per appearance, but certain players are on a wage per week, and I think he is just on 190 or something like that per week. But definitely a decent signing for him as well. But the ball comes into the mixer, we hit it away, and we are safe in this division. I mean, I guess the struggle with these kind of things is you don't really see the roller coaster of emotions. Because for a time there, it definitely didn't look... You know what, actually? I will show you the roller coaster of emotions that went on. I definitely panicked. At times. So when we joined, we were... past positions? How do you look at that? Past positions, there we go. When we joined... We were somewhere around, I want to say we were in 21st place. So that is a relegation spot. No, sorry. It's just outside the relegation spot. Which makes me feel even worse about this. So we did, get back on form, played pretty well for some time, and then instantly things started to get bad. And for a couple of weeks there, we were in the relegation spots. And I'm not going to lie to you, I thought it was over. I thought we were going in a spiral downhill. Because I think the gap between us and the next team up was quite big. But we've pulled together, got some good results across the line, peaked at 18th place, and now we're gradually just sitting in 19th place, cruising to safety, and it looks like we are 100% safe now. Surely the notification comes in. St Albans turn dominance into victory. Could you tell me that we've officially avoided relegation? I know I'm not bad at maths, but I do prefer it when you just officially tell me. Is it official? I'm going with it's official. It's official in my mind. So we're going to simulate forward. We're going to play the last games of the season. We'll come back for the season review, and probably just as equally, I'm going to tell you who the players we re-sign are. Let's have a look. Am I able to re-sign players yet? Beautiful. Things you love to see. Well, we can't even claim, we weren't in the relegation battle by being higher up because we have finished 20th place. So it was scraped by with survival. Since last time we saw each other, obviously we played those games. A 2-2 draw and a 2-0 loss. Yeah, we need some better players in the transfer window. And that is obviously our goal. But I'm even more disappointed about the fact that I think when you don't play a full season at a team, you end up losing the season review. So I'm not getting a season review this year, by the way. More family are coming in. I just think I have that family vibe with my clean content. It's good to see. But this is the vision for next season. I did want to show you it. So they want us to work within the wage budget, obviously, and grow the club's reputation. And they just want us to finish. Does that say top half? Is that for the next season? Top half? That can't be top half. Next season is 2024. 2024? I don't know, I'm accepting it either way. But that... No, it's mid-table. Okay, sweet. They never show that in the actual thing. It's such a glitch, Football Manager. But we're getting more support, which is good. So let's tell the boys we want mid-table next year. I reckon we can... It does feel like a big step up. But I kind of do actually want to... Oh, I didn't say that, did I? Some of them think I'm being too optimistic with I don't even know what I said, actually. I've got not a clue what I said. And now I've upset more people. That was good. That was good, wasn't it? Sweet. Well, yeah. Less said about that, potentially the better. I'm going to simulate forward a couple of days. In the hopes that we do end up getting the season review. But it's not a bad year. It's not terrible. It could have been a whole lot worse. So don't you guys start acting like, the season was horrific. Because it wasn't horrific. It wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't too bad. Maybe it's because I have to wait for the season to actually officially end, and that's why I don't have a season review. That actually, I could be on the nose there. I could be 100% on the nose with that. I'm going to show you my budget too. I would appreciate it if the simulation stopped very, very soon, because I would like to show you that. There we go. Three inbox messages. Oh yeah, we've got some people on loan, so that's interesting stuff. And we did actually re-sign a bunch more players, so that's important too. Let's talk about that. So budget, it feels like the exact same. I don't know the difference. I mean, if I put more of that in there, I'll probably have an extra $1,000. It's not bad. It's not bad, I guess. But yeah, we sign more players, and that's the important thing. Not the trial. Here we go. So Duncan re-signed for 2 years. Not too bad. He's not the best player, but he's all right. Neil for another year. Pretty happy with that. I think we even got his wage to be cheaper. A couple of them are talked into lower wages. They must have known they played pretty bad this year. Stanley staying on the club too. Shipley staying at the club. Just a youth prospect that I know I've talked about before, but I think he's worth keeping around for a pretty cheap fee. Paul staying. Banzel McNulty is staying for 2 years, which I'm absolutely thrilled with, and French is staying for another year. So we do have a decent core of our squad now. At this current point in time, it's looking like we're losing. We're definitely losing more. I've re-signed Akinola. That just needs to go across the line, so I think we're going to keep a hold of him. I don't have any intent to re-sign Sundyer. I mean, his contract is quite cheap, so I'm thinking about it. But I feel like we could just keep him on the short list and sign him again if we really need to. And McLean, yeah, I feel like he was a bit of an average pickup, so he's definitely going to have his contract expire at the end of the season. And we'll have a decent core, so I think we'll be okay. Lots of loans are going to come in. Lots of transfers are going to come in the next episode. But for now, I am actually going to simulate forward. You're either going to see about 2 more seconds of me saying, no, the season review didn't come through, or, like 5 minutes of me going over the season review. But just in case a season review doesn't happen, by the way, I'm going to give you a quick one for me. My player of the season would be Jeffers. It just has to be. 20 goals, 11 assists. He's played very well. I think Neil would be in and around that sort of conversation too, but Jeffers is just better. Banzel McNulty, if he started stronger, might be in that conversation too. Adebowale I've actually said that name, I think, correctly there. Probably in the conversation too, but I've got to give it to Jeffers with those stats. He's played really well for us, so happy to have him again next year. Young player of the season? I've got no idea. So maybe Murphy, because I know he's quite young. Yeah, 21? Yeah, no, Murphy. We'll give it to Murphy. Why not? It sounds good to me, unless Banzel McNulty is. No, I think Murphy's younger. So, Neil, 22. Yeah, we'll give it to Neil. I don't know how young you have to be. I'm giving it to Neil. And top goal scorer, Jeffers. Most assists, also Jeffers. Yeah, good season review in case the other one doesn't come through. If the other one comes through, then it will obviously be quite a lot better. I'm a genius. Ignore my terrible season review before. This is the real one. I told you. What did I say? No, I never said they didn't give you one. I said it was coming after the promotion was sorted, so thank you. We don't get reactions. Oh no, we get reactions to some. Alright then, so we got C, an A-. Why are we getting some for some? I guess because you're not on an actual... okay, no, I get it. McNulty C, that's harsh. Corf A-. Okay, bit ridiculous there. Shipley C-, probably fair. Getting Stella C-, C, C-, C-. Gosh, they don't rate my signings very highly. We've said all we needed to say about the season, really. 5-0 win was our biggest win. That was decent. Don't think I was in charge of this game. No, I was. No, I definitely was, actually. No, I remember it. Oh, how did I not talk about that? That was an incredible game. 92nd minute, 94th minute winners. Oh, that was a great game. Brilliant game. What a game. That is such a, like, I mean, obviously that's more money than, I make in my world. But, like, seeing 35k, 6.48k, 23.21k, like, those kind of numbers in Football Manager seems pretty horrifically low. But here's our best 11 for the season. I like that I've gone with this formation. And I like every single one of those players in there. Actually, Stanley deserves to be in there at right back and more at left back because we didn't really have a consistent left back. Murphy and Adebowale, French, Paul. You could even make an argument for Berry, but not surprised by that. Noble, Akinola, Banzel, McNulty. Sorry, I knew I was going to make that mistake at some point. Jeffers and Neil, perfect. That's my best 11 too. Jeffers is the player of the season, as I said. Oh, Banzel McNulty does end up getting the young player of the season, even though I thought he couldn't get it. He can. 23 must be the max. Signing of the season. Adebowale. I mean, yeah, no, I guess I can back it. I would have probably said Banzel, I'd say, but Adebowale has been quite good. Highest average rating, so no surprises there, really. Goal of the season to Neil, can't watch it. And a pretty good year in terms of, I don't know where I was going with. I really don't know where I was going with that actually, because it's not been a great year. But next year we move on, we move forward. The transfers are going to be coming thick and fast. Where were we predicted to finish this year? Season preview put us in 10th place, so we finished 20th, and there's room for improvement. It might have been 21st. I think it was 21st. It was 20th. Don't worry. It was 20th. Don't even worry about it. Thank you guys so much for watching episode number 2. If you have enjoyed it, subscribe so you don't miss episode number 3, where, first of all, we will be starting a new season with St Albans. But also, on the back burner, we will be thinking about moving, to be honest with you. Like, if we can get to a better club than this, I'm not going to complain. Let's hope that we have a good year. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this one. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you all later.